women's jealousy is very fierce. Even if their rivals turn into dry bones, they will not give up. Not long ago, Xiao Shuai learned that his beloved wife was not human. He was scared and ran to the temple to hide. His beloved wife Xiaomi knelt outside the temple and begged him to go home with her. Her son was still very young and could not live without his father. Hearing this, Xiaomi became very emotional and decided to go home. The moment he was about to leave the temple, his friends pulled him from behind and took him inside. Xiaomi was heartbroken and cried. Suddenly, he screamed and disappeared. Turned out that he had been captured by the monk. The monk sealed Xiaomi's soul into bones. This time, Xiao Shuai and his friends came to rescue Xiaomi, but they did not know that the monk had already set a trap to catch them. They were trapped in the trap. They were all tied to a tree stump in front of Xiaomei's body and were being prepared to watch the burning scene. Fu Xiao asked his men to untie the ropes. This time, the monk was chanting incantations in front of Xiaomei's body to prepare the body for burning. Xiao Shuai fell in front of the patrolling village chief. Fu Xiao, on the other hand, was not the master's opponent. Yan Chu's strong hoop curse not only gave him a headache, but also caused the four friends who went to rescue Xiao Mei to roll on the ground in pain. Suddenly, they found a pot of holy water and drank it one by one. At the same time, Fu Xiao was controlled by the monk and picked up a branch to commit suicide. The critical moment, his friends hit the monk on the head with a stick. Those who drank the holy water thought they were invincible, but before they could achieve their goal, the monk struck back. Seeing death approaching, De Zhuang desperately grabbed the monk's waist and slammed him against the pole on the ground. It was a pity that the brave monk who had been brave all his life ended his life in such a depressing and shameful way. On the other hand, Xiao Shuai was also wanted to be killed by the person who had always admired him. The village head's daughter rescued him. The next scene saw Xiao Shuai crying heartbreakingly while hugging Xiaomi's body. He regretted not going to his house. This time, Xiao Chao came and interrupted him. In order to drive Xiaomi away and marry Xiao Shuai, she used a forbidden technique to absorb the ghost mother's soul and turned himself into a ghost. With a glance, she instantly froze everyone. Then he slowly walked in front of Xiao Shuai, then picked up a brick and hit Xiaomi's body fiercely. Xiao Shuai was heartbroken when he saw this scene, but he couldn't stop it and shed tears of sadness. Fu Xiao quickly chanted a spell to Xiao Chao. As soon as she heard the spell, the ghost spirit entered Fu Xiao's body. His black hair immediately turned white. Suddenly, a strong wind blew in the room. Turned out that Xiaomai's spirit had come out of her corpse. In order to take revenge for what Xiao Chao had done to her, she cast a spell to control Xiao Chao and forced him to pick up a brick and hit her on the head in the same way. Xiao Shuai could not bear it and begged Xiaomai to have mercy and spare her life. Xiaomi was angry. She asked him why he was so soft-hearted towards other women, but he never thought of her. In anger, she pushed Xiao Shuai away and tried to kill Xiao Chao by grabbing Xiao Cao's throat and lifting it high. Then a beautiful bell rang in the sky. A few Taoist monks came from afar. He knew what Xiao Mei was obsessed with. It was a pity that they loved each other but could not be together for the rest of their lives. Taoist monks slowly told Xiao Shuai about his future. He did not marry again for the rest of his life. He missed his wife and children. From black hair to white hair until they turned into dry bones. He never forgot them. Xiao Mei was so emotional that she burst into tears. Finally, she realized the reality and decided to let go. She reluctantly hugged Xiao Shuai and said goodbye to him. They had many regrets in this life and only wished that they could continue their relationship in the next life. Xiao Mei willingly accepted the monk's release. This time, her soul would never return. Prayed for him in front of the Buddha statue when Xiao Shuai offered to become a monk. Through Xiao Mei's funeral, he said goodbye to his mother and friends and went to the temple to practice and pray for their next life, hoping to meet Xiao Mei again in the next life. Our video today ends here. If you like it, please subscribe, follow, and support me. See you in the next movie.